Let's take a look at the rest of this draft, by the way. I promise we'd take a look at round by round. So this was the first round of the 2015 draft. Again, we had 3 picks, including the number 1, where we took Connor McDavid. We went through most of these picks, though, so if you were watching, there wasn't too much. Second round, though. Overly familiar names. Provorov goes to Colorado. Matt Spencer went to Boston. Oh, yeah. Ty Bailey went all the way to Minnesota at 28. Yakov Trenin to Calgary. There will be familiar names. And Ron Sanctimonious went to Edmonton. All right. We're going to move on in 5, 4, 3, 2. Round number 3 looked like this. Brandon Carlo to Dallas. Kiviranta to Columbus. Any other big names? Evgeny Svechnikov to Edmonton. Again, our only pick of the round was Rasmus Andersson. We're moving on in 3, 2, 1. Round number 4, we took Timo Meier, Ethan Bear, Zach Senyshyn, Anthony Cirelli, and Mikko Rantanen. You had Alex Bure-Boulay to Edmonton. Matthew Joseph went to Florida. And not too many. I mean, there are some familiar names, but nobody too crazy at that stage. Round number 5, we took Jake DeBrusk and Hot Sam Bacho. We also had Matt Highmore in that particular round. That's about it. Parker Wotherspoon. Round number 6, we took Sebastian Aho, the Finn, and Connor Garland. And not too many other super familiar names. We were the one taking the off the board guys. And in round number 7, we end up with the other Aho, Beauvillier, and a dude named Hedobin, which is fine. Petrus Palmu served as the Mr. Irrelevance of the draft. So let's see how we did. Again, I didn't even check the trade screen. I have no idea if Shane Doan retired. So this will be fun to find out. Oh, God. Yes, list all contracts, please. Thank you. All right, we'll start off in goal, as we always do. Holy shit, we got a lot of expiring deals. We'll be holding on to Mark Byzantine for obvious reasons. Go ahead and qualify him. Of course, it doesn't show what he gets qualified for anymore because this game sucked. McKenna, Legio, they can both go. We'll hold on to UC Saros, who again we acquired via trade. But Louis Domingue can go, and we are going to sign Brendan Burke to his ELC. Why is every letter capitalized except for the special character? I don't fucking know. It's just what they did, man. It's just what they did. Let's see. Defensively, Brandon Gormley will get a qualifying offer, because at the very least we could trade him instead of letting him go for nothing. Klaus Dahlbeck and Nate Schmidt. You know what? They both suck. They're not bad overalls at that age, but we'll let go of Dahlbeck. We'll let go of Schmidt. Campbell, McNeil, Dylan Reese, Philip Samuelson. Westland is terrible. McNeil. Travis Dermott ends up being a 60 overall low elite at 18 years old, by the way. Rasmus Andersson was a high 7th. Shabbat and Bear are both unusable, as is Swedish Sebastian Aho. Oof. Right wing wise, Garland's bad, Senyshyn's bad, Timo Meier's a medium bottom 6. We should have known when we looked at the rosters to see just how bad they were at handing out potentials to first round players that guys like this would end up being absolute garbage. But let's see. So Phil Lane can go. Carlson can go. We don't have too much to do there. Left wing wise, Mikhail Bodker obviously needs to have a qualifying offer. Sebastian Aho is an AHL top 6 forward. Michael Bunting is trash. Craig Cunningham I'm going to let go of for now as well. DeBrusk, AHL forward. Darian Jarzynski can go. Erat can go. That Hadobin guy was terrible. Rantanen's a low bottom 6. He is a 69 overall at 18 years old. And then at center, Mark Arcabello can go. Beauvillier is tragic. Sorelli's a medium bottom 6. Hintz is a high bottom 6. Justin Hodgman sucks. We're going to let go of Horkoff. Marner's a low 9. Martinook, we can hold on to Jordan Martinook. Of course, it's going to reset that. And then Connor McDavid, high elite, 74 overall at 18 years old. So thank God Connor McDavid's a high elite. We'll let go of Brendan Shinneman as well. So thank God Connor McDavid's good at least. Although how he compares to the likes of Matt Barzal and company, well, we'll see. Yeah, we don't have too much to do for that first day. Top hat, that's incredible. Apparently I have a full roster. So I can't take Burke. Anteater, I did not. Apparently I have a full roster. So I'm actually going to have to get rid of people manually. That's fucking annoying. Let's get rid of Louis Domingue. Mike McKenna. And we'll try to sign Burke. And we should be fine. We should be fine. Again, there's a reason why we're playing this version of the game. It's because this version of the game fucking sucks. But just how bad it sucks. You just offered Burke $550. Yeah, whatever. Because of how bad this game sucks, it's an entirely different experience. We know the 15 version of the game's not bad. Or the 360 version of 15 is not bad. But this version sucks. So there is fun to be had. Or maybe we confirm that, yep, don't play it ever. Just let it die. That is also an option. And the more likely option at this stage, in all honesty. So, all right, let's see. Contract-wise, yeah, Burke got offended that I offered him so little. All right, Mr. Burke. One more try, buddy. One more try. Worse than 24. That's what I'm intrigued to find out. I would say 20, especially too, like when the game 24, when it first came out, is still a significantly better game than when this first came out. That's not even a conversation. Anyone who tries to tell you otherwise is just hysterical, basically. In regards, like, nope, 24 is that bad. It's not. This game was, and still is to this day, a disaster. Can I have fun with it? Yes. I can have fun with any shit EA game, except the more modern, well, no, even the more modern ones. I had fun with 23 at certain points. 24, well, kind of got tired of trying to force myself to have fun. So let's see. RFAs. RFAs, Mark Visentin, who was ours, and Eddie Pascale. What is the max that we can offer? Does the game still provide that information? Does it provide that information? It does. That's nice of them. Anything under 125. And we do not have to give up a draft pick. Good to know. Anything under 125. Let's go back to RFAs. Again, because now we don't have to worry about GM rep at all. Can I snag away Eddie Pascale? It's not bad. Try to force Winnipeg's hand there. Do we have enough cap space? We have $32 million in cap space, sir. I'd like to think we're fine. Gormley, Stanton would be too much. Frankie Corrado. I highly doubt we end up with Frankie. But that would also be a good little coup on our part. Jyrki Jokipaka. We're going to go after a lot of these guys. I know Jokipaka is not amazing, but still, he's probably better than anything else we can get. Even Ben Sherratt. Even Ben Sherratt. We can try to land without having to give up any compensation. Everybody else, not so hot. Right wing side. Chris Brown? Chris Brown. There's also John McFarlane, Anton Rodin, Daniil Tarasov, Marek Hrivik. I was going to say Brown is ours. That's what I thought, right? No, where is he? No, he's Washington's. He obviously did play. I watched him play quite a bit for the Pirates. So we'll try to bring Brown back. John McFarland. Oh my God, his potential's terrible. Never mind. Left wing side, Bodkazars, Van Brandt sucks. And then centers, McMillan and Phil Varone. What's Varone's potential? We could try to snag Phil Varone. That's fine too. So yeah, we'll make a play for some of the RFAs. At the very least, they'll get paid more. In terms of UFAs for this offseason, in goal, the highest rated, you have Tim Thomas, Dan Ellis, and Jason LaBarbera. In terms of potentials, really nobody. Shout out to Tyler Fuhrer, though. Endo's favorite. So right now we're not going to worry about goalie prospects. Defensively, top options out there, Paul Martin, Cody Franzen, who is only 27, Johnny Oduya, Tim Gleason, Zebnik Mahalik. What do we have for potentials? Oops. Frazier, Sanguinetti, Karkner. None of these dudes with top 4 are actually young enough. Is this Marcus Pettersson? It is Marcus Pettersson, who the Ducks elected not to sign. He wants a one-way contract, which is fucking nuts. No, actually, he'll take a two-way. I was going to say, a one-way contract's fucking nuts. We'll see if Pettersson's willing to sign. And then I got to go back and check our roster and just see, okay, is there anybody else like actually good that we could sign? Right wings, we have Justin Williams, Joel Ward, Steve Downey, Eric Fair, David Moss for the high ends. In terms of prospects, though, there is Marcus Sorensen, who we could try to bring in for the season. Mike Halmo as well. No reason to not bring in Mike Halmo. It starts every offer on two-way by default. I mean, Kirill Kabanov, we should have the roster space. Sign Kirill Kabanov. Ojimaki. Try to sign him as well. That's that for decent prospects. Left wings. What do we have at the top of the board for left wings? Martin Eratz, Sean Mathias, David Booth, Blake Como. And it drops off from there. In terms of prospects, Christopher Clapperton. Every team needs a Clapperton. See if we can bring him in. Do we have anybody else? 24 and a 72. That's not good enough. McDavid was a 74 high elite. Tobias Lindberg at a high bottom 6. Send an offer to Tobias Lindberg. And then at center, what do we have for good centers? For Matt Richardson, Stoll, Chris Kelly, Sean Horkoff, and it drops off from there. Okay. So in terms of prospects, is there anybody that kind of fits the bill? No. Okay. How many? Oh, you can sort by forwards in free agency, though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 13 offers out right now. David with the worst potential than Sam Reinhart. That's correct. That brings us up to 40. So we could still go for players who are half decent now. If we look at goalies, we could easily run Byzantine and Pascale at the NHL level next year. Otherwise, we'd bring in like Tim Thomas, and he's not much better than Byzantine. So I think for goalies, we're good. Defensively, and again, you don't have to worry about AHL depth. It's just who are you playing in the AHL. 2, 3, 4. Obviously, like Pronger's there. We could use a good defenseman or two. And then for forwards, obviously, we could use quite a bit of help at forward. So let's go back over. Or not. I lied, apparently. That was bizarre. Let's see again who was out there for good defenders. Paul Martin, Cody Franzen, Gonchar is there. I mean, it makes sense to go after Paul Martin and potentially try to flip him. And I mean, I can offer him more money than pretty much anybody. So we'll go $5 million for 2 years for Paul Martin. And Cody Franzen will also go $5 million for 2 years for him and try to get the top free agents. And then forward-wise, man, Justin Williams was only 33. No reason to not go for him. 5 million 2 years. Anton Vermette. We'll bump that up to $4 million for the 2 years. Then we have other options. We'll go for Sean Mathias. Go $3.5 million. Dallas is the other team that's interested. He was the first guy that didn't want a freaking 2-year contract, which is pretty funny. And from there, Brad Richardson played in Arizona for a bit. Why not overspend on Brad Richardson too? Let's see what happens. Got a lot of potential contract negotiations up in the air here. What can we do? What can we do? We still want to be bad next year, but it makes sense to bring in some people. Kirill Kabanov has accepted. Tobias Lindbergh, Christopher Clapperton, Marcus Pettersson, Nico Ojimaki. Still going to have to wait to hear from the RFAs. Ben Sherratt is one of them. Phil Veroni. Anton Vermette signed. Cody Franzen. Brad Richardson, Sean Mathias, dude, all of them. There isn't a single person that rejected. Now it's just down to the RFA statuses. I didn't see what happened there. Justin Williams, Paul Martin, Chris Brown has signed as well. So RFA-wise, we're doing all right. It looks like Frankie Corrado joins us. The Jets did match on Ben Sherratt, as did the Stars on Yoki Paka. Phil Veroni is going to stick with Buffalo. And I think we're good. Did I say Sherratt was an enforcer? It could have. It could have. All right. I think we're good. I mean, we just splashed a whole lot of cash to kind of build this team back up a little bit. 42 of 50 contracts. There's even more players we could sign. McDavid is our most valuable piece at this stage. We do still have to sign our RFAs. I'm also going to have to decide if I don't think we want to rush Connor McDavid. I don't think so. Probably not the smartest move. Let him develop a little bit since he's not immediately NHL ready. But let's see. For all of our contracts, RFAs, we got Brandon Gormley, who I apparently cannot offer a deal to from this screen. What? I can off? Nope, I can't offer Mikhail. All right, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait. They'll sign eventually. They'll get offer sheeted. We'll see what's up. And actually, in the meantime, we can set the block. Whoops. Keep getting caught off guard with the changes to the layout. Got to hit it twice. There we go. Trade block. Edit trade block. Let's remove people from the block. Our surplus is anything, everywhere, all the time. Just send us an offer, and I will think about it. However, as you should suspect, I want good returns. I can't wait for someone to offer me Jan Hayda for Connor McDavid, by the way. That'll be a fun time. So give me younger players who are decent. I also don't want any like 40 overall scrubs. So set that up. And we'll set this up as we always do. To this day, I wish there was just a, hey, what do you want your preset to be? And then custom preset. So you could set up the block exactly as you want to set it up. That still doesn't exist. That is annoying to me. That. All right, let's see. I do at least want to get a look at what this team is going to look like heading into next season. I don't know if we'll sim that next season yet. We'll see. But I want to know what we're going to look like. See what we can do. Back to the old calendar. Shit game. How dare you? How dare you say shit game? GOAT game. Greatest game. Better than NHL 24, like my Twitter account. I will not trade Martin Hansel for a first. Brandon Gormley. I'm going to match that. I can get more than the third round pick for him. Thank you very much, Philadelphia, for helping me come to terms with Gormley. Connor Murphy for a third. IRL, I like Connor Murphy a lot. Yeah, he's not going for a third. Even if it's a low 4, still he's 22 years old and an 80 overall. He's going nowhere. Mikhail Bodker, Luca Alessio, and Connor Murphy for Zach Fucale, the Fucale, and Montreal's first round pick in 2016. That is a big, big trade. Wow. Bodker is 25. Man, Bodker's an 87 at 25 years old. Murphy, again, 80 overall at 22 with a low 4, I believe. And then Lesio's a 78 at 22. That is 3 roster players for a 73 overall goalie at 20 years old and a first-round pick from Montreal, who won 46 games last year. I don't think that's the right trade for us. If Zach was an elite, I would say yes. But given that Montreal was good last year, I think we lose that trade. Obviously, it's nice that the AI knows. If they kept the first, I would have said yes. If they kept the first, but they didn't. They swapped out Lesio for Gaudette and changed the first to a second. If they'll give up the first, I'll do it. If they'll change it, there's no way they'll change it based off of value, but let's see. Yeah. They did say sweeten the deal a bit. Not that I want to get rid of Connor Murphy. Yeah, Gaudette's not going to make it. So it's Murphy for Fucale and then Bodker for the first. Bodker's really good, though. Bodker's really good. Fast as all hell. He's an RFA right now. They said just a bit. We already have the Rangers first this year as well. Are we talking like a 7th? Is that just a bit? No. All right. We're backing out. I could have said they said sweeten the deal just a bit, but it's all right. I mean, at least we know the Habs are willing to shop him. I am not trading for Tony DeAngelo, even if it means moving on from Chris Phillips. Fuck off. Mark Byzantine has accepted his qualifying offer. Eakin doesn't have a good enough potential for that to be worth it. Alex, that they did. Murphy for Sundqvist, nope. Hansel, Leslie, nope. It's DeAngelo on the other side. They're back, and it's still a no. You make it a first. It's not going to happen. Hansel and Gormley for a first and a second. I'm not trading Hansel for a first right now. Murphy for Linus Arneson in the fourth. No, Linus Arneson is not good. I'm not going to do it. I need a guarantee, and that first isn't a guarantee. That's the issue. That's the issue. I'm going to trade Bodker, Gormley, Hansel. I need to know I'm getting something back. Josh Manson's not good enough for that either. Bodker, Murphy for a first. And okay. Again, Bowie offsets Murphy. I can't take that Washington for... It's Washington. You presume they'll be good. That same trade's back on the table, and again, I don't want it. Murphy for Megna in the fourth. That's not it either. We are getting some offers that make sense, but none of which I'm willing to accept right now. That's a pretty good response, Washington. That's a pretty good response. Bowie's a 71 at 20 years old, is at least a medium top four. I know he wasn't a low. Got a cannon of a shot and is a good skater. What are the odds that Madison Bowie becomes an NHLer? Caps won 49 games. I can't do it. They won 49 games last year. I will lose that trade because it's going to be a low first. Can't do it. Can't do it. So, I mean, Bodker still hasn't signed. Is there really no option to sim to the first day of the season? Why is that not an option? When in this reality does the season start? Is there no... I wasn't sure if there was preseason or not. I don't think there is. I thought last year it's like, oh, it just starts you on the start of the season. Skip the preseason, but no, it's just that it doesn't appear to be a preseason at all. On top of the fact that the AHL acts like the ECHL does in NHL 24. Yeah, preseason just doesn't exist. Okay. Good to know. Well, we won't have Mikhail Bodker for the start of the season. I do need to send him a contract offer if it will let me. I might have to go to free agency to do it. He just refuses to accept that qualifying offer. That's really weird. I have to go to free agency to negotiate with my own player. That is a little bit bizarre. All right. So, Mikhail Bodker. I mean, how much salary? 1 year, $6 million. That shouldn't hurt his trade value too much. Did this game on Next Gen not even have a soundtrack? I believe you're correct. I think it's the menu music that we still have to this day if you turn off the soundtrack. All right, so let's send the next game and see if Bodker signs before that. He did not. Hopefully that doesn't affect my call-ups and send-downs. I forgot that I had to do that first. Well, at this point, it doesn't even matter. We'll fix it once Bodker signs. So first game of the season against the Caps. We lost. Got our second game of the year against the Florida Panthers. Bodker accepts, and we did beat Florida. Okay, box score is just... I thought for a second, I'm like, did this have 2K10 actually look at in-game stats after the fact? And no, it did not. So for the Galars, we could sign somebody else, or we just run with UC Saros. Honestly, I say we would just run with Saros and send down Burke. That's fine by me. For the defense, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then Pronger is the 7th. Send down Pedersen. Okay. I mean, our defense honestly isn't that bad. Nabbing Frankie Corrado from the Canucks was actually a really good move for us. I can't believe they didn't match that offer. So, and then signing Franzen, Paul Martin, our defense is actually solid. And Connor Murphy. All right, TVR is almost ready to go. But Connor Murphy is actually NHL caliber too. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 with Corrado. Yeah, we actually have too many defensemen right now. Go figure. On the wing, Williams, Samuelson improved. Brown and Kabanov. Let's give Mike Halmo a chance. Why not? We'll send down Kirill Kabanov, who does have to clear waivers. Looks like he did. Left wing side. Max Domi almost ready to go. I mean, Achilles, that's really weird that the other one didn't work. Hold on. Does that work? There you go. Perlini will obviously be sent down. Duclair is a 79. So I think we can send down Domi and Brendan Perlini and bump up Anthony Duclair. No waivers for Domi. Perlini goes back to junior. Fair enough. So Domi can hopefully tear up the fictional AHL that does not exist in this game. And Anthony Duclair has made the roster. Although you could argue keeping Duclair in the minors and just calling up like Yannick Veilleux. Maybe Duclair would be better set. Just call up Yannick Veilleux because who the hell cares about Yannick Veilleux and let Duclair develop. I don't really know how player development works on this particular game anymore. It could be weird. And then for centers, oh my god. Ansel, Vermette, Gagne, and Richardson. Achilles, thank you for the 21 months on the primer. I thank you for it. I hope you were doing well. We're going to call up Taylor Gaudette, so he's at least on the roster. And let's see what this team looks like then. If we go best lines, Bodker, Hansel, Williams, Henrik Samuelson, with Sam Gagne and Sean Matthias, Anton Vermette, Brad Richardson, Lucas Lesio, Mike Halmo, Tyler Gaudette, and Chris Brown. Defense is Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Cody Franzen, so that means there's actually no defense. Paul Martin and Brandon Gormley, Connor Murphy. Ooh, Connor Murphy actually dropped to a low 6 from a 4. That's brutal. He's with Chris Phillips. This team is a very franchise team. They could be half decent. They could also be complete trash. And we could continue to sell people off if we had to. But NHL 15 Next Gen is something.